Welcome to season 2, episode 7 of Keeping It Real podcast. You guys, we are so glad to be back, for another episode. Um, Make sure you guys hit that like button because, you guys, we have a special guest today joining us. And also hit that subscribe button because, as you guys seen so far, we have had some great guests who have shared some great stories, who have inspired us. So you guys do not want to miss out. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys join our Patreon. We do have our Patreon up and running. Starting at just $5, where you guys can get our Monday motivation. And also, you guys get early access and get to watch the episode live before anybody else. So that's a great opportunity that you guys have. You guys, we have author, we have young entrepreneur, we have motivational speaker. Man, I can go all day. But I want to welcome to the podcast, Jahkil Jackson.
Hey everyone.
Man, you guys, he is so inspiring. You guys probably noticed that during Black History Month, we shouted him out on our Instagram and our Facebook because, a strong Black leader, it takes a lot to be a strong Black leader. And you guys, Jahkil has been showing that, in his community and across the world. He has an organization called Project I Am, which is, it is a great organization. You guys probably seen it all over. But Jahkil, what inspired you to start Project I Am?
Yeah, being introduced to the homeless people when I was 5 years old and visiting with my aunt and my cousins, it was the initial inspiration. And over the next few years, I got to kind of see homeless people walk past my door and always ask my parents if we can give them money. And began to this began to create that conversation that happened with me and my parents, where they talked to me about the different things that we can do other than giving them all houses or always giving them money. Because they began to say, if we keep giving them money, then we're going to become broke. So we had to come up with something different. So when we had that conversation, we talked about things that we have on a daily basis that they don't have, and we came up with blessing bags.
And that's definitely a blessing to do at such a young age. You started at what, 8 years old?
Yeah, 8 years old.
8 years old. Many people at the age of 6, 7, 8, they're not worried about, the homeless. They're not too focused on that. They're trying to play Fortnite. They're trying to play, they're out doing TikTok. They maybe, doing different things. But for Jahkil to be an 8-year-old and want to give back and be a blessing to people in his community, I just give him I give him praise for that, because that's just something that a lot of people aren't doing at his age. They actually just celebrated 5 years. Project I Am just celebrated the 5-year, 50th anniversary. How does it feel to be doing it for 5 years?
Yeah, it feels great to know that my organization has lasted this long. 5 is a really big number. It's a large number. So, especially for an organization, I'm glad that we've lasted and we've been able to impact so many people in these past 5 years. 50,000, over 50,000 now. I've in the 5 years. So it's great to see the impact we've made so far.
50,000 people. Man, that's just, you guys, that's not just his community. That's in different states. And I've just seen that he even touched some different countries. People, helped some people in different countries. So 50,000 people. For you to touch 50 people's lives, that puts a smile on 50,000 people's faces every time. And one thing I love about Jahkil and his organization is that he doesn't just focus on him. He gets other people around his age involved. And I just love that about, this organization. And it really touched me, because I'm like, you're not just being a leader for yourself, but you're like, hey, let's all work together and be on one accord and work together as a team and get this done. And I love your quote, "Don't wait to be great." I just love that. Like, what made you come up with that quote?
It was just realizing how young I was starting and kind of just seeing how much I've done as at a young age and just asking myself why aren't other kids doing this? Like why are they waiting? Why are they not realizing that they can do something big right now and follow their passions and do a lot of the things that they wanted to do as an adult right now. A lot of those things they don't have to wait for. So we were just trying to be I was trying to be like creative with coming up with something. We were looking for a quote. So when we sat down and brainstormed, I thought about that message and how I can turn that into some creative, like a creative quote. And we can't wait, don't wait to be great.
Man, that is so great. And you guys, his organization has, been on the Steve Harvey show. Had a little clip on that, and also he actually got to meet President Barack Obama. Like that's a blessing. Everybody don't get to meet the first black president, let alone the president. So what was that like meeting the president for the first time?
It was great growing up into like the first black president, and then one day getting to meet him and him being my role model throughout my whole life is a really big deal. Getting to meet him was an awesome experience. It was actually a surprise. We didn't know about it, so uh, in Chicago, after he tweeted about me in 2017. So in 2017, he named me one of 2017's most influential people, and he tweeted. And then a couple months later, we were keeping in touch with the Obama Foundation, so they contacted us and asked us to come to like a reception in at the McCormick Place in Chicago. And once we got there, I was the only kid in the room, and there was a bunch of adults, and we ended up networking and just talking to a bunch of people for a whole hour. And my mom was literally about to walk out when a guy came out of this like black curtain and said, "You guys are now going to meet Obama." And I was like, I just jumped up and down, shaking my mom, like getting so excited. And it was like the moment I've always been waiting for, like to meet him was a great experience. And then they said we were getting in line, and I told my mom I was going to be the first one in line, which I was. And when I went up to him, he has this lady next to him who tells him who this person is so he doesn't forget in a moment. So when she started explaining, before she could say like my name, he interrupted her and said, "I know who this young man is. I was tweeting about him." So know that he remembers me from a couple of months later is awesome, and it's great to know that he knows my name. It's such an inspiration.
That is so, that it's so great when it's a surprise. You just never know when it's gonna come up, when a great opportunity to come up. You probably was just like, just a normal day as a kid, like, okay, I'm just living my daily life, and then all of a sudden you like, whoa, you got that shock, like, is that really President Barack Obama? Is this a dream? Is this for real? What's going on?
Yeah.
And that's great. You guys can see that he has his book in the back. I am Project I Am, or I Am.
Yeah, the name of the book is I Am.
I Am. And so after starting his organization, you decided to write the book. What inspired you to do that?
So the book is based off of my experience with bullying through 6th and 7th grade. And the inspiration is basically that, and wanting to help other young people who may be going through something similar. Because when I experienced, I didn't want any other kids to go through the same thing. It's terrible. So that was the inspiration, just wanting to help other young people who's going through something like that.
Wow. So you took a book and wrote it about your own life story. That's great. Because a lot of us have our own personal story, but we're afraid to express it to people. Even express it to our parents or anybody. But you took it and said, "Hey, I'm going to write this book to inspire other people and be the change, that you want to see." Because bullying is a big thing in the world today, and people don't realize how big it is. But yeah, that's great. Now, where can I get that book at?
You can go to my website, officialprojectiam.com, or you can go to my not you can go to Amazon. Sorry, you can go to Amazon and look up "I Am" by Jahkil Jackson. It will pop up. Also, if you have like a Kindle, it's cheaper. It's for $3.99. If you have that, but those are the places you can get the book.
So you guys heard it. You guys, his book is on Amazon. Come on. We all, especially during this pandemic, we have all been really shopping and, buying random things that we really don't need, me personally. So why don't we go support and buy the book I Am for like your child, your nephew, your niece, your cousin. Go buy the book so you can not just support him but support other people in his that's a part of his organization.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So these blessing bags, I want to get back to these blessing bags because they just keep they just keep coming to my mind. What's in these blessing bags?
So in the blessing bags are toiletry items like soap, tissue, socks, hand sanitizer, mouthwash, toothpaste, toothbrush, Vaseline, different things, different items that they need on a daily basis.
Wow, that's great. What has it been like doing these blessing bags during this pandemic? That's what I want to
know. It's been really tough, but we've been able to like maneuver and find different ways that we can still impact others. So, a way that we've come up with is virtual packing parties. That's something that really helped us last year with getting the goal done for 2020, which was 15,000 bags, and we went over it to do 16,000. So, virtual packing parties was a really big help, and it's something that we had to really think of fast. And I'm glad that we did because it came right in time at the end of the year. So we actually, for the 5th anniversary, this past Saturday, we did a virtual packing party, and we also had some like 7 of my friends come in person and do some bags. So it was really fun.
Man, that it just blows my mind. Because it's just I had the opportunity to speak with some homeless people during my time where I had an organization that did the same you guys did, blessing bags. And I know how hard it is, to put the bags together, and I was doing it myself. So doing them yourself, putting them together, and figuring out what exactly the homeless people need. And some people are like, I'm not going to give to them. They probably got a nice house, a nice car, a nice this and that. But I feel like if we actually sit down and we talk to some of them and we hear some of their stories, we'll realize that they may need a toothbrush, they may need soap, they may just need some encouragement. They just need somebody to talk to, and we just walk right past them and say, you know what, I'm just gonna continue living my life. I only got a few dollars, but you don't know how that dollar or that $5 or $10 or whatever you give to that person. It don't always have to be money. You can give them food, or you guys can be like Jahkil and give them blessing bags, and it puts a smile on the face. Like I can imagine, Jahkil, when you give them to them, they're probably like, they may not be jumping like all the way out to 10, or you may not be like all the way, but they can like appreciate these gifts.
Yeah.
Have you guys built some good connections with some of these people? Like, are you guys like do you guys go to like the same? You guys have a set day. You guys go to a certain neighborhood, or you guys just kind of like random?
Yeah, we branch out a lot, but we do stick to a lot of the same shelters in Chicago, especially. Like there's a lot of shelters in Chicago that we constantly give bags to, and there's some areas in the Vidoc sometimes before, like pre-COVID, that we always went to. Tent City was a place that we always went to. So it's random. It's just like we stay with the same people, and we also like branch out. So both.
Wow, that's great. So you guys, make sure you guys support Jahkil in his organization. How can they connect with you? What are some ways what are your social media links?
You can go to my Instagram, official project I am. Go to my website, like I mentioned earlier, officialprojectiam.com. For all the kids who might be watching this, you can go to my TikTok. It's Jaja all caps, or you can go, or it's Jahkil Project I am. So either one.
Man, you guys, he's out here doing TikTok. Like, man, that became a thing. So you guys, make sure you guys go follow him on Instagram. He's always, sharing encouragement to young people, and also you guys can watch his journey that he's doing, because he's really being a blessing to so many people, and it inspires me. And I'm 23, so I'm like, if I'm 23 and being inspired by 13, 14-year-old Jahkil, it's just like it touches me. So also make sure you guys also go check out his website. He has some great merch on there. I actually was just looking at it. I'm like, man, what can I get? So that's it. Go get some merch. Also, go purchase his book, like I mentioned before. Support him. Support a strong black leader, strong black man who is making an impact in the world. Also, don't forget to follow us on our social media. We are on Instagram, Keeping It Real Pod C. We're on Facebook, Keeping It Real. And you guys see, we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube, Keeping It Real Podcast. New episodes every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, but by the time you guys are seeing this episode, Black History Month will be over, but you guys continue to support Jahkil and everything that he does. But thank you, Jahkil, for taking time out your day to join us. Like I said, we will continue to support your organization. We are definitely going to be a blessing to your organization any way that we can. So thanks again, Jahkil.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was great talking to you.
Thanks.